Hi, welcome to Hometown Cooking with Marianne. I'm Marianne. Tonight we're going to make spaghetti and meatballs. Sounds really easy and basic. And I just wanted you to see what I put in mine. Okay, I have 2¼ pounds of ground chuck. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out 3 pieces of bread. Get the crust of the bread, that's fine. Okay. Put it into the blender. Now what I like to do is add all my spices in the blender with the bread because it infuses. I have flax. I'm going to use a good tablespoon of flax just for good health. Healthy. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is about a teaspoon of pepper, ground pepper. About 1/4 teaspoon of, or less, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon of the Himalayan salt. And we're going to do a little bit of granulated garlic. I'd say about a good teaspoon. Just a heap. Okay. Now, my Italian seasoning. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of the Italian seasoning. Usually go by taste. I've made these so many times, I know what to do with this. I have my oven preheating at 390, that's Fahrenheit. Okay, now I'm going to add a little more basil. Since I don't have fresh basil, I'm just going to put in an extra teaspoon because the Italian seasoning has basil in it. Okay. Now, I'm going to grind this up. Get my bowl. In my bowl, I have a half an onion. I'm not going to use it all. I'm just going to put in about maybe 1/4 of the half. Just grate it in. Let's be daring. Let's do half of that. I would say roughly 1/4 cup of onion. Now, if you're using more than the 2¼ pounds of the ground chuck, I would go a little heavier with this. You would have to add, I would say maybe about, for every pound of ground chuck, I would use at least a piece of bread or 1.5 pieces. Okay, put that on the side. Now I'm going to bring this out. I'm not going to wash anything yet because I'm going to make sure I have enough, but I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, we'll put this to the side. There we go. Now I'm going to add a little bit of milk. Let me wash my hands, get that onion off. Okay, if I don't, everybody's going to be tasting onion when they pour their milk. Okay. All right. I'm going to pour roughly... Let's see, we'll have to go and eyeball it. 2 tablespoons of milk. And let that sit for a few minutes. Now what I have, let me mix it up. Okay, just to wet it. All right, I'll let it soak in. Okay. All right, now, I have a cookie tray lined with foil. We're going to bake these in the oven for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to put my olive oil on. I'm going to get my ground beef. I'm going to spread the olive oil around. so it doesn't stick. Okay, I'm going to pop it in there. Okay. Let me get my glove on for this bit. I don't want to get it in my nails. That's not very sanitary. Okay. All right. My glove on. I only use one glove because I like to use my hand with the shaping of the meatballs because it comes out quite a bit better than using gloves. Okay. Oh. And 2 important things. Be right back. I have to get 2 eggs. Right. And my rule of thumb is an egg per pound. That makes it easier. Okay. We got 2 eggs. There we go. That's better. I thought I was missing something. Okay. Set up really well. The hands do it the best way. There you go. Without the eggs, it's going to be drier than anything. Up. And of course, your table, everything has to be clean because if you drop it, you want to put it back. Okay. Mix it until you don't see any lumps of the bread. You can, if you don't want to use your own bread, you can use dry breadcrumbs, but I would add more milk. It tends to dry out. You don't want a dried out meatball. And this is another recipe when you do make your own spaghetti sauce. You can just pull it out because I pulled a quart jar out. Okay, now I'm going to make them like bigger than a golf ball. I say like about what, 3 inches round. Make them any size you want, really. Roll them, make sure they're tight or they'll fall apart. And then, I'm not going to bore you, but we'll be back when I'm finished rolling them. That's 2. I roll them all out. If I have leftovers, I freeze it. Okay. All right. I'll be back after I roll them all out. Okay. We got 18 meatballs out of the 2 1/4 pounds. So my oven is ready at 390. I have it on the middle rack, middle of the oven, and all I'm going to do is pop this in, put the timer on. I'm going to, for 25 minutes. Now that's not going to cook it completely. After 25 minutes are up, it'll be half cooked. Then I'm going to show you what we do next. So we'll be back in about, I would say about 25 minutes. Okay, 25 minutes are up. We're going to go check the meatballs. Okay, beautiful. Got nice and brown. I got Jack sitting here. And what we're going to do, I pulled out another jar of sauce. That's a pint and a half. Just in case it's not enough. Okay. Good seal. Toss that out. I don't use them. Okay. I'm going to pour some sauce in the bottom. And we're going to put the meatballs in. Now some of the fat cooked out of it, so that's going to be good. They look beautiful. Now I'll break one open and we'll see how well cooked they are. Okay, let me get these one in here. I usually get the gooey stuff off. unattractive. Okay. Now you can you can cook these for as long as you want in the pan, in the pot, because it'll take on the sauce taste. Alright, I'm gonna get a plate. I'm gonna take a look and see how well they're done. Okay, we'll get this little bugger. Okay. Actually, they are just about cooked through. I can just see a little bit more that has to go. So, just gonna pour the sauce on top. I have 3 people to cook for today. And what I'm gonna do is I have my pot of water and it's all the way up to here, up to the first knot. I'm gonna pour a little extra sauce because you want to put some on the bottom of the dish. Cover them up really well. Now, I'm going to put this on the stove. Jax is rolling. Right, Jax? Yeah, but you can't have this as onion. Okay. I'm going to put it on, and don't put it on too high. Put it on 3.5 if you have an electric. Keep it very low. And you're going to want to put the lid on half cocked so that you have, mine has little air vents in it. I can put it either on tight or I can put it on because it will spit all over the place. Okay, now we get rid of this pan. And I have the pot of water. I'm going to get my kosher salt. And I'm going to put a generous pinch, about a teaspoon of salt in there. And that will flavor the spaghetti noodles. Okay, I'm going to put this on. And I'm going to bring it to a boil. Okay, now while they're both cooking, if the water gets finished before the meatballs are, which won't be too long, I'll just turn the water off for a little bit. Okay, we'll be back. And I'm going to go get see what kind of spaghetti or noodles I have in the pantry. Okay, we're back. Okay, I put the spaghetti into the pot of boiling water and it cooked for about 8 minutes. Now you have to go by the bite, pull one out, make sure it's al dente or the way you like it. Okay. Now I put a strainer in my sink. I'm going to put the cold water on the side so I don't burst my pipes. And my sink is very, very clean. Drain as well as you can. You want to keep your sink very clean so that, we'll see that little stray down there? You don't want to have to waste it. Okay. Oh, we're going over to the bowl. And everybody's in there. Now what I'm going to do is get my butter. Now this is another controversy about whether to use it or not. I still say the sauce does stick, even if you use the butter, and it tastes better. Okay, that's about 2 tablespoons of butter because there's a lot of spaghetti. Mix it up. I'm going to be putting this in serving bowls. That's going to stay there. This is going to have to get put in the refrigerator. We'll use it for bread. Okay, Now, spaghetti sauce and meatballs are ready. I'm going to put it in a serving dish. And as you see, I did put an apron on because I'm sloppy. Or rather, the sauce is sloppy. There's quite a bit out of here. Be careful, it's steaming hot. Okay. Absolutely beautiful. Wipe. And I'm going to plate up a bowl for you. You can use a plate, you can use a bowl. A lot of the chefs say a bowl will keep it warm. So what I want to do is put a little sauce on the bottom. Put your spaghetti. Make a little pretty little pile. Depending on what I usually pass this around so everybody can make their own. Okay. All right. You put a little sauce on top. Oh, got a little straggler. What you could do also is put some sauce in your spaghetti or whatever pasta you're using. And take it to the table like that with the little extra on the top. Okay. And then we'll put a little mozzarella or provolone or whatever, or Parmesan. There you go. Now, I'm going to put this to the side in the back. For now, I have a little spring lettuce. And I have some peppers that were in there in the refrigerator already. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just break up the peppers, put them around as much as you want. I have another one I'm going to cut up. Keep your board and everything clean so that you know you can work with it. Slice up some tomato. And a little bit of cheese, whatever you like. I have the Mexican shredded, and that's what I like. A little bit on here. We're going to cheese it up tonight. Okay, and you have your salad. And get your favorite bread. There's this artisan bread, or it's called Artisano, and it seems to be a favorite of ours. Have a few pieces of bread or one piece of bread, and if you are on a low carb diet, you can use spaghetti squash bread, spaghetti squash noodles or zucchini noodles. So all you have to do is buy them, or you can get them already made in the freezer. So let me get that straight. Okay, then you have your bread and you put your butter on there, and you have a wonderful supper. And it was easy, and I think it all took us about 45 minutes. So I hope you try this. It's a simple, easy, delicious, filling meal. It's kind of cool out today. That's why I made it. And you can make it as high key or low key as you want. Okay, I want to thank you for joining me in my kitchen and keeping me company on this beautiful day. And next time I have you in, I will take you out to the garden and we'll see how well that's doing. So if you like this, give a thumbs up. Tell your family, your friends, and come visit me again. I love you, and God bless. Mwah. Bye-bye.